Hi everyone, it's Karen Nicholson with REMAX 10. Today I want to talk about agency. Studies show that over 50% of people don't understand agency regards to real estate. There are three types of agency. I'm here in the state of Illinois. I will explain number one, designated agency, number two, dual agency, and number three, no agency. And I've also taken notes so that I don't forget anything. So designated agency, for instance, when I am the listing agent, I represent the seller. The seller is my client, and I am working for them to get the best terms for their home sale. I will advise them in many ways to market and sell their property, and I work in their best interests. Dual agency is when, for example, I am the listing agent, so I represent the seller. The seller is my client, and I also have a buyer that I've been working with who is interested in my listing. The buyer is also my client because that buyer has signed an exclusive buyer agreement with me. The seller has allowed me to become a dual agent in this example, and I also represent the buyer. They are also my client, and they have agreed that I can become a dual agent in this case. Here's what a licensee can do as a dual agent. Treat all clients honestly, provide information about the property to the buyer, disclose all latent material defects in the property that I am aware of, disclose financial qualification of the buyer to the seller, explain real estate terms, help the buyer arrange for home inspection, explain closing costs and procedure, help the buyer compare financing alternatives, provide information about comparable properties that have sold so that both clients can make educated decisions on the best price to offer. What a licensee cannot do under dual agency. Cannot disclose confidential information I may know about the client without the client's permission. Cannot discuss the price or terms that the seller will take without seller's permission. Cannot discuss the price or terms the buyer is willing to pay without the permission of the buyer. Cannot suggest a recommended price or terms the buyer should offer. Cannot recommend or suggest the price or terms the seller should accept. As an example, if my seller told me, here we are listed at $500,000, but I will take $480,000, cannot tell the buyer. Or if the buyer says, we love the house so much that we'll pay over asking price if need be. Can't do that either. The third agency I will discuss is called no agency, where in this example, the buyer is not my client. They are my customer. If I have a seller who says that they don't want me to be a dual agent, they want me to represent only them, and I have someone who just called me on a yard sign that they saw and they're interested in the house, I will tell them that I am the listing agent, the seller is my client. If the buyer agrees to a no agency agreement, I will write that up. I will write up the contract and make certain that the transaction goes smoothly as I can. But the buyers are not my clients. And in this case, I cannot give them any real estate advice. Sometimes a buyer will not want to sign a no agency agreement because they want to be represented by a good real estate agent that will help them through the process. And in this case, I will refer them to another agent. So I hope that helps explains the difference with agency, with designated agency, dual agency, and no agency. Have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, give me a call, 708-382-1914.